Hi guys, what's up? My name is Will and welcome to Will React. It's been a while. I'm sorry, but usually I'm back, but that's the long and short of the whole thing. I'm supposed to talk about a song, knowing full well that I'm back now, but I actually just wanted to react to this Burna Boy's interview that has been blowing for a couple of days now, and a lot of people on Twitter particularly kept saying, Burna Boy, he is a disgrace, whatever like that. I don't know, but to be candid, I didn't really hear like the whole full interview initially, but and then I thought to myself to like take some time to listen to what led to that part that went viral, which is why I want to actually react to this that particular part, no other place, because it's like a 44 minutes long interview, and I do not want to react to the whole thing. So this is me choosing to react to Burna Boy's interview with Apple in the wake of his new album release. So,
achievements and all the success and a road that just seems endless for you. So it's interesting to me at this point when you're going into stadiums that you still got this kind of healthy sort of fuck you attitude, in this record.
It's really because of where I'm from, man, and the shit I have to go through to just maneuver, and just to stay with my crown on my head.
Why do you think it is? Why do you think it's harder for the people that know you best to love you the most?
Because they don't know you best. You just thought they did. You know what I mean? And that was where you made the mistake. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you realize that, when you start going around the world and you start seeing that, oh, there's actually motherfuckers that know me a lot better than the people that have shared the same
experience in life.
Not even experience, because half of them, 90% of them have almost no real life experiences that they can understand, which is why you.
So I think this is the part where the interview starts coming home. By that I mean that, initially was talking about going traveling and people knowing him, fans and all that, but this is where he started bringing it back home, trying to relate the whole thing to Nigerian musicians, what have you and all that. But I didn't want to be jumpy, so I just would have to calm down to like listen to this.
Hear most of Nigerian music, or I would say African music. I don't even know what to say. Afrobeats, as people call it. It's mostly about not.
What does it mean by Afrobeat, as you people call it? That is what it's called. It's not. Okay. I don't know. I think I need to take this back by a couple of seconds, because, I mean, when you say as you people call it, it's saying that, you know what, it's probably nonsense that you guys are doing, but that's the name you've given to it. That's the name it's been called. It's not as you people call it. It's Afrobeat.
Say Afrobeats, as people call it. It's mostly about nothing. Literally nothing. There's no substance to it. Nobody's talking about anything. It's just a great time. It's an amazing time. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, life is not an amazing time. Do you know what I mean? No.
Okay, so I think Burna Boy has done it. If anybody has not picked up that subliminal yet, I would say it. And the truth is, wait, I just have to go back.
It's mostly about nothing. Literally nothing. There's no substance to it. Nobody's talking about anything. It's just a great time. It's an amazing time.
Okay, so Davido's first album was, I think one of Davido's most two recent album was A Better Time and A Best Time. I think, I don't know, but then there was Timeless. So I strongly feel that he here is actually referring to Davido, talking about a great time, a better time, an amazing time. That's the title of someone's album, and he's saying that Afrobeat has no substance. Afrobeat is generally about time. I mean, Burna Boy has never. He clearly has issues with Davido. He has always had issues with Davido over time, and I hate the fact that he actually used this opportunity rather than about his own album, talk about his own life, you know, chose to like come down at a celebrity, like debase Afrobeat, debase the African culture, and more importantly, just run down people because he feels he could do so. I mean, it's ridiculous if you ask me.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, life is not an amazing time. Do you know what I mean? No matter how nice you want your of a time you're having now, or you had at some point, or you plan to have, yeah, you're still going to face life.
Okay, so this is very ironic because um, this whole reference, to be candid, for me, to my knowledge, to the best way I could interpret this, is actually a direct reference to the video, and this is so funny because of all things, I don't think Burna Boy has actually went through half the things the video has gone through, from losing his mom to losing his son to you know issues around him, controversies, and a whole lot of those things. So, if anybody were to even talk about somebody having it rough, I think it shouldn't even be coming from someone like Burner, who is currently saying that uh, life is not all about that. I think the person you're referring to, stylishly referring to, understands that very, very well. And to be candid, it's a bit disappointing. Now I understand why a couple of persons were saying what they were saying, but if you're going to throw anybody under the bus, it should be yourself. It should be what you've sacrificed. It should not be about other people, their pain. And I think the most ridiculous thing about this is the fact that he kept on saying that, I mean, that was the highlight of the whole interview, that Afrobeat has no substance. Nobody cares about substance when it comes to music. It's the same way you see somebody who wants to exactly make sense of songs or make a lot of sense in their songs. And some persons will choose to like want to sing about something else generally. What is ironic is that, I mean, it's life. That's just life for you. So just because he had a couple of songs where he talked about real life, talked about situations in life, in that same album, I'm referring to the African Giant album. In that same album, he actually sang about things that didn't make sense. You understand? And he talked about, for example, Onyeka, for example. Oh, my baby, it's about a woman. So usually, if he was referring to something like that, it has no substance. There are so many other things, songs he has done. Kilometer is one of them. It has no substance. So when you talk about substance, I think, to be candid, substance is actually relative. What I actually can describe as substance is not the same thing you can pick out as substance. So I don't think that this is actually a very fair interview on the part of other people that he's actually inferring or directly referring to. But who knows?
Yeah.
And
if I'm lying.
exactly. So it's like, for me, I feel like music should be that. Music should be the essence of the artist. You understand? The artist is a person. Like, me speaking for myself, the artist is a person who has good days, bad days, great days, and worse days. You know what I mean? And for me, if I give you something like this with my face on it and my name, then I should be giving you that experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That should be a
Okay, so at some point, the video actually put Ifine's face on one of his albums, if I'm not mistaken. Let me quickly run through Google search the video. Ifine, I'm sorry, but Ifine album. Uh, oh, so now I pretty much get where the whole thing is coming from. I think he wanted to like a situation where this is a direct attack. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just stuttering right now, but this is a simple direct attack. And this is him saying that if you're going to have the face of a child, the face of whoever, it should be around that. All right. And it's weird. Coming from someone who actually is saying so much, I do think this is a load of nonsense. People can choose to be artistic with what they want to choose, what they want to talk about. I mean, Drake's most recent album that is coming out recently has the face of one of his sons drawing. So, do you expect Drake all through the song to talk about a dog? I just personally think that this is actually unfair. This is really horrible. And all of these attacks, if you actually sit down to, I wouldn't call them attack, but all of these subtle um, jabs are directly like towards someone. And it's actually very funny because I don't know, but I don't know. I sincerely don't know, man.
A window for you to see some of, that essence.
This album is full of it. There's emotional moments, there's tributes, there's, I mentioned If I'm Lying before.
So what do I think? I think this is one of the rare moments I've seen someone say a whole lot of nonsense with confidence, and they are smiling in their heads, thinking they're making sense. Um, I'm a bit speechless, really, because this is bad. This is real bad. He did a lot of things here. First off, debased, the Afrobeat culture, debased threw a lot of African artists under the bus, and very well came strongly at a couple of other musicians. He obviously had issues with Davido being one of them. He didn't hide it here. If you understand a whole lot of the subliminals, you'll be able to pick it very easily like that, and understand that he was very deliberate in the way he was communicating and what he was saying. If you're going to say the truth is, not everybody is going to sing songs that have meanings. That's the truth. And just because it doesn't have in fact, every simple song has meanings, and that's the essence of this whole reacting to Nigerian sounds or reacting to songs, because every song, one way or another, has meaning. So if they do not address real life situations, it does not necessarily make them useless. And I think that Burna Boy actually, in his own zone, while he was trying to like talk about his album, he was saying a whole lot of things that were wrong, albeit with confidence. But who am I to, come at him and say that he didn't make sense? He knew what he was on about. He was deliberate, and people were actually right to like call him out for what he has said. If you're going to say that Afrobeat has no substance, you probably should come to terms with the fact that most of the genres of the world do not exactly address. Afrobeat was never naturally designed to actually address real life situations. Afrobeat is a beat, is a genre of music. Just as you have rap, just as you have R&B, as you have hip hop. And what's funny is that when you look at the breakdown of R&B as a genre, you still see like some different parts of R&B. There is the love song part, there is a sad love song part. There was no consensus, there was no agreement at any point that's that said whoever is going to sing Afrobeat has to sing and address real life situations from someone who has actually not experienced a lot. And I think that's a very lot of big talk. To be candid, from my perspective, it's a lot of big talk, because it doesn't make sense when you come at someone who has experienced the loss of a mother, the loss of a child, and then you say that he has no real life experience. It's ridiculous, if you ask me. As far as I'm concerned, all you do is walk around with, weed, a glass of wine or alcohol, and then, come at people, attack people, and then flee. But usually I do think that the beef is necessary to keep the industry alive and all that. But when you come to a platform, when you have a platform and you use it to throw not just one person, but an entire culture, an entire representation of a people's ideology under the buzz, it's ridiculous. For me, I think, I don't know, he said a lot of things in the 44 minutes long interview, but I'm not sure I really want to listen anymore, because I did really want to listen, but listening to this and seeing that he didn't actually take a moment to like go dirty, it's just ridiculous if you ask me. So personally, for me, I do think that this is. I mean, people were right to drag him because they saw what they saw. They realized what that he was onto something and he was doing it actively and all that. But generally speaking, if I were to say anything about this interview, I'd say it sucks because he debased African musicians, he debased Afrobeat musicians, and more importantly, threw the Afrobeat genre under the bus totally. Like, what do you guys call it? But that's me, and that's my opinion of it. And Burna Boy has always been that person who has been actively doing this, trying to find opportunities to like debase the African culture, debase our ideology, debase our sound, all because he's actually trying to appeal to like a greater audience. Now the problem is this, right? A cow that goes abroad will end up coming back as corned beef. And I'm sorry to say that, but that is what it is. Peace out.